where the vSphere client doesn't run under Windows 7 today. Well, I just installed it into the Vista Virtual, but it seamlessly runs in my environment through this. So that's how now I can just manage VMware vSphere without having to go into a separate environment or have any problems. So it's already proved very useful for me just from a day-to-day perspective. So I can create new virtual machines, and it asks me for a name and a location. Let's just do test. I can specify an amount of RAM if I want to use computer network connections, create a hard drive. I can create advanced option hard drives, which means I can create a fixed sized or dynamically expanding or differencing. So again, this would seem familiar to those using Hyper-V, but I'm going to cancel that out. Once I've created virtual machines, I can go to the settings, and again, this will look fairly familiar. So I've got the amount of memory I'm allocating, hard drives, DVD drive. You notice what I don't have a floppy drive, and I can't access the BIOS options. So if I actually want to go in and change the BIOS, I have to boot the thing up, quickly hit the Del key to get into the BIOS, and then change the boot order. I select the network adapters. So I only have one choice of network adapters, controller 2. And that's because if I open up my network connections, I have 2 NICs. But you'll notice on my first NIC, I disabled virtual PC network filter, which is why it doesn't give me it as an option. My second one only has that selected, so I can only use it for my virtual machines. So you can see I can have up to 4 network adapters. I can select which integration features to enable, so I've got audio, clipboard, printer, smart cards. I can select other drives that I want to map through. Keyboard. So this is saying when I do things like Alt Tab, etc., where should they be directed to? So I can say like to the virtual machine. Auto publish, log on credential saving. Do I want to publish those applications? So this is the thing where if I install an application that has a shortcut in the all users, it will automatically publish it to my local host start menu. And then I can select, well, when I close the virtual, what should it do? So all fun. Let's just launch one of them. So if you're really bored, Windows for Workgroups actually opens pretty quick. Happy days. So Windows Virtual PC has the power to run Windows for Workgroups on our modern day computers, so that's obviously not impressive at all. Just close that. But again, I close it. What do I want to do? Do I want to hibernate it, shut it down, or turn it off? So I'll just select hibernate, keeps it there. My Windows 7, so let's fire this guy up. So it's powering it on, so it doesn't show me the progress. If I do Shift Escape, then it actually shows me the boot process. So Shift Escape is the key combination you're going to want to use if you want to access the BIOS, to be able to press like Del to get into the BIOS options. Because by default, once you enable those integration features, it doesn't going to show you this part of the screen. This all happens in the background. So let's just log on. So now this is my Windows 7 guy. Let's go enable the integration features. So when I did that Shift Escape, not only does it show me the boot sequence, but it also disables the integration features, which is why it's actually, when I went to then enable it, it's having to say, okay, do you want to do this? It's waiting for this guy. It's now going to have to time out. Now I log on as me. Let's try that again. So you'll notice now I've enabled the integration features. I actually have, let's shift this up, Aero Glass. So it's actually translucent here. I can do the Aero if I had multiple windows up and running. I can do the peak. So I have the full Aero running on a local virtual machine. Let's pop this back down. So I have a Windows Live Messenger, and I actually created a Windows Live Messenger account for the Cookie Monster. I don't know why, I just did. So I can sign in. Now what I wanted to actually show you, not bikini clad women, USB redirection. So these are all the USB devices that are actually on my local host machine. And what I can actually do is, currently none of them are mapped through to the virtual machine. But let's say I want to actually attach the LifeCam. So I installed a second LifeCam on my machine. So I'm going to attach it. And what I actually see happen is, actually this, I see it disconnect on my local machine, and then it will actually be available on this guy. So if I look at my device manager now, oops, I now see that LifeCam available as a device. And it works great. So if I want to start, let's say a video call, and I'll accept it. Hey Cookie Monster.
Now we eat cookies.
And he's very happy. The Cookie Monster's there. I think we'll end that now. But as you can see, I can map those USB devices through. And so apologies for the little jump then. What actually happened when I disconnected that USB device, it stopped my microphone recording. I didn't actually realise for 10 minutes I was busy blabbering away, chatting, and wasn't recording anything. So yes, I did detach that USB device. Now remember my start menu, just to show that integration. My Windows 7, they're the applications I have in the start menu today. Now remember, it's the all users. So I want to do start, right click all programs to do open all users. All I'm going to do is I can actually open my recycle bin. I'm going to drag this shortcut into my all user start menu. Actually, that was a really bad way of doing that, but whatever. Now if I do Windows Virtual PC and Windows 7, I can now see that shortcut is there. So it's very fast. As soon as there's any shortcut registered with the all users, it will actually integrate and show on my seamless application window within my host. Printing also works. So devices and printers, my default printer just shows here. And if I actually look at the properties, we can again see it's actually using the Remote Desktop EasyPrint driver. So this was the big new feature in Windows Server 2008, this driverless printing that just prints to an XPS. Well, this is exactly the same thing here. It's leveraging that technology. So when I print something, it actually just creates an XPS document, sends it over to my local box, which then renders it for my print device.